Hey, this is Radio Jonesy and welcome back. I'm going to be doing a series. They're going to be called the Time Capsules, and let's just get straight into it. Just close your eyes for a second. Imagine you're back in 1995. That's 30 years ago. You're flipping through magazines, and there's an article: O.J. Simpson is on trial. The internet's at dial-up speed. Yes, the internet's at dial-up speed with those crazy noises. Alanis Morissette has just dropped Jagged Little Pill. And you feel like everything is just at the beginning. 30 years ago. What have we learned? Yes, we've learned DVDs were launched in 1995. Windows 95 was also changed. That was launched and it changed the way we worked. Like, who can remember back 1995 with your Windows and just being able to get online and then start your networking, your budgeting, your office work. Everything was sort of more organized. 1995, where were you? In a nice house, in a nice neighborhood, married for 10 years, with one child, planning on having a few more. 1995, man, that seems so long ago. DVDs were launched, like, how everyone thought like DVDs, and then they went to Blu-ray. Everyone thought, wow, the technology is amazing. The average house price was about 115,000. The average house price in 1995. And if you could go into Sydney, where we were buying, the average house price there now is like $1 million. Absolutely crazy times. Yeah, 1995. What were you doing? I'd like to hear it in the comments. Like your personal reflection on where you were in that time period and what you've become now. Like, there is a story that's 30 years of your life. 30 years. Like, I am now happily living in a cold, cool climate of Tasmania. I am happily enjoying open spaces, beautiful water, beautiful beaches, snow, mountains. I'm enjoying life completely different from when I was back in 30 years ago in 1995. If you could go back in time 30 years ago today and see yourself and say, just like you see on these movies, and say, welcome to I'm your future self, what would you say to yourself? What would you do? Would you change things? Would you say, look out for this relationship, look out for that relationship? Would you just want to change things? I'm not too sure. I probably wouldn't change it. I would probably say, keep exercising, keep training hard, and learn to play guitar. That's what I would have said, because I wish I had 30 years of playing guitar in my pocket right now. But I would have said, buy more real estate if you could afford it. I would have bought land if I could afford it. I would have said, borrow money now, invest in the future, because in the future, like I said, the housing prices went from 115,000 for the average price of a house to $1 million for an average price of a house. That is absolute crazy. That is in Sydney, Australia, where prices for housing is absolutely bonkers. A lot different in rural sections. Would you say that to yourself? That's the question. Would you say, or would you say, what would you say? Just think about that. That is crazy. Yeah, 30 years ago, 1995. Like, just think about it. The movies, the music, how things have changed. like in Australia, 1995 was the year the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags, there's two other flags, were recognised as flags of Australia. So this is the Australian flag. It is the the British Union Jack and the Southern Cross. That is the Australian flag, and now there is an Aboriginal flag which I'll put on the screen now, and the Torres Strait Islanders flag. Yeah, they're flown. If you ever see anything on Australia, you'll see three flags usually flying at government buildings, and not many other countries do that. Is it good? Is it bad? Hey, it's just the way we do it here. Yeah, that's Australia. Like, think of America. The Oklahoma City bombing. That was in April of 95. The Bosnian War. Man, that's like wars. Really. The Bosnian War. It come to an end in December of 95. The World Trade Organization was established, the WTO. Good or bad, it started in 95. The EU expansion, Austria and Finland, it's just so much history and so much... there is one little quirk of history. I don't know if many people know about it, but in 1995, Norwegian rocket incident. So Norway launched a rocket, and Russia thought it was an incoming attack. So Google that one, the Norwegian rocket incident. Yeah, that's a weird one from so much history, so many things. Like, where were you in 1995? What do you miss from back then? What do you miss from 1995? The freedoms? The good times? The youth, maybe? I'm not sure. And what would you give to yourself from 1995 today? Probably some brand new vinyls. That would be my... I'm a bit selfish. I love my music. Yeah, some brand new vinyls from 1995 would be awesome. You know, it's just, time just seems to come and go. Like now, it's just, that second is gone. It's never coming back, and my grey hairs just keep growing. The older I get, the wiser I am. It is time the thing that makes you wiser? I think you see things, you hear things, you know things. You can just take things with a grain of salt. You can enjoy the things that bring you joy and comfort, and you can let the negativity and the dramas and the news and the rubbish that goes on in the world just go by. You know, you don't need that in your life. You just don't bring it with you. That's sort of little things I've learned over my time. But just in passing, you know, we don't live in the past, but the past lives in us. And looking back is the only way we know how far we've actually come. And why am I playing with my hands in this video? You know what? Because I'm out in my studio. It is almost 0 temperature Celsius. So what is that in Fahrenheit? It's cold. That's all I know. For us it is. It's the middle of winter. But hey, time capsules, they are an amazing thing to look at. And a little side note is that we took out a fireplace. We opened up a fireplace here in our house. It was sealed up. It had an electric heater there. And we ripped it out and we put a combustion fire in the fireplace itself. And that was fabulous, but what was even interesting was that somebody left a time capsule in the house here. So it was from 1962. It had pictures of, that was just before I was born. It had slides of a lady in a swimsuit, which was very interesting, and the big beehive haircut. It had a newspaper which was in fair condition. It was interesting to read. It had petrol station vouchers for one of the local service stations, which was very interesting. And it had a jug, a wonderful mug left, and it is worth some money. We've actually looked at it online. So it's going to stay in the house. We're going to leave it. We're going to leave that jug in the house even if we move on. It's got that vibe about it. It's like it belongs here. It's going to stay here. But hey, that's 1995 we're talking about. Interesting things, time capsules. If you've got a story, tell us please in the comments. And this is the Conversation Channel. This is Radio Jonesy. Hey, stick around. There'll be another one like this very soon. Ciao.
Hi, I'm Jordan from Boat Harbour. And the best thing to do when you get home from a long day at work, switch on the telly, and on to Radio Jonesy.
Hi, I'm David. I check out Radio Jonesy. You should too.
I'm Mick from Deloraine. I watch Radio Jonesy all the time.
Torpedoes fall from the sky and I'm